It's Jersey Watch.
What's going on, you guys? Cuddy from Jersey Watch Blog. I'm here with, so I feel very blessed to be able to speak to you today. An artist, a community leader, a mental health advocate. I'm blessed to be here with the great Al Tariq Best, aka Mr. Hubb. How you feeling?
Oh, oh man, I felt good. You made me feel that much better, brother. Like, listen, you done buttered my bread today.
Nah, look, you gotta just going back and looking at your resume and seeing everything that you've done great things for the community. Changing Newark, which is one of our busiest cities. So for you to be able to make a change out there is beautiful. There's so many things that you've done. So I mean, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the music? Do you want to start with the mental health? Do you want to start with the Arts and Trauma Center?
Well, I think we can start with the music because that's the foundation of everything, man. Music,
Yes.
music saved my life. Like literally, I've been in the music business since I was 9 years old, and I just thought I was going to be the next LL Cool J and Rakim mixed together with a little bit of KRS, and it just never happened.
I
Never
think you're
happened.
there. I think you're there.
Look, and that's the crazy part because you can't go with what you think, man. God always has a plan, right?
Right,
And
right.
and my life changed, 16 years ago, almost 17 years ago, where my sons, man, my sons from the mouths of babies put a change in my life. Asked me one question that changed my whole life, man. My son at 14 years old said to me, Dad, you always talk about being part of the solution, not being part of the problem. Like, what are you doing about a traumatic experience that we had just experienced?
Mm.
And that question, not having the answer to it, changed my life. Like, so I gave up on the music business and gave up trying to be that music that artist and dedicated my life to never being in a situation ever again where anybody asks me that question and I don't have an answer, especially my children.
Right.
Like as a parent, we're supposed to be doing things to make our communities better so that our children can grow up in a productive society. And when he asked that question and I didn't have an answer, it was like my son had just called me a hypocrite, man. And I didn't like the feeling, and everything in my life changed after that.
Well, I can say that it was a good change. Seeing everything that's come from it now, to see that you started music at 9. I know you had your children younger, because this situation was around you was around 17, around this time, correct?
When the situation happened,
Yeah.
no. I was literally like 30 something when this situation happened. But I was chasing the music business all of those years. I'm talking about I was straight A student, honor roll student, homecoming king, neighborhood celebrity because of the music, because of me performing with the likes of the Naughty by Natures and the Artifacts and stuff like that. Like situations like Lords of Underground. Like that was my realm of being an artist, and my break just never came.
Okay.
It didn't come then. It's happening now, but that's the way God designed this thing.
Yeah, because you definitely got some breaks. We got the last single. I mean, Grown Man Ish, that went crazy.
Um,
You have a single being featured inside of a movie, which is Bruce Willis' last movie.
yes.
And then the new song Legacy. I mean, and then I think just the overall mission of the label that you're creating, just going into it with a different aspect of focusing more on their mental health long term than just trying to get like an immediate payday.
Right.
So let's talk about just how your experience inside of the music industry wanted you to create this foundation for these new artists to give them a different look at the music industry.
I mean, yeah, man, just seeing, seeing how the music was treating us, like if I could be front man, I just felt like the I had a love-hate relationship with the music business because I felt like it wasn't true to the artist, and it started taking a form where it was about making money instead of the art of making music, right? And I came from a place where if it didn't make sense, you couldn't get on the mic.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I come from the KRS ones, Boogie Down Productions, and all that stuff. Like just watching how lyricism was a way of the art, right? And I just seen it changing so much, but everybody was trying to make a dollar off us, right? And utilizing everything that we've done to kind of separate ourselves and have our own identity. To me, that's what hip hop was, right? It created this culture that now everybody wants to be a part of, right? And people are making money off us, and we weren't making the money that we should be making off of it. Now it's changed. But I had built a crew. I had artists like hip hop artists, R&B artists, and all that, and we just didn't get the breaks that we wanted. And I just think that it was because we wasn't conforming to what was the norm at that time. Yeah. And you know, lo and behold, my life changed, right? So then, you know, but I've always had the mentality of helping everybody out. Even when I was just doing music, it was like, oh, not worrying about Tariq just being an artist, but let me go and grab these other artists that I know that got talent and pull them in and teach them about the music business so that we don't lose, man. I think what happened to me that was like a big damaging part for me was I was on So For Real's single, their last single, Come See Me, right? And like I started the song off, man, and it was like, come on, you know, I ain't gonna go into all that. But the crazy part is I remember Flex kept cutting my part, playing it back over and over. DJ Ace kept playing it over. It was starting to blow, it was starting to take form. And something happened. I'm not gonna go into the whole thing with Soul For Real, and they lost their deal. And when they lost their deal, that meant that single got pulled off the show. Right. So here it is. I'm thinking like, yeah, it's about to blow. I'm finally getting my chance. And it ended as quick as it started. It ended, and it put a bad taste in my mouth, right? You know, because then I got shelved, you know, waiting for the next opportunity. But I had a great manager in the music business, Barry Roberts. He worked at Warner Electric in Atlanta. And, you know, he brought me around like a lot of the big dogs that he was working with, like the you know, Busta Rhymes and Anita Baker and Howard Hewitt. Like, so I was around these icons in the music business, but he taught me to sit in these meetings and just listen and learn the business, right? So I owe a lot to what I do today to Barry Roberts because he taught me humility. And we went into some meetings trying to get the Hangman a deal, and I had to hear them critique Hangman without them knowing that I was part of Hangman, right? So it was crazy, man. It was like, you know, I learned so much from the music business, which has now allowed me to understand how I wanted things to go, even with the nonprofit, and then switching over to a for-profit where we raised artists and understood that we had to put more into them with their mental health so that they can create not only their artistry, but a pathway of sustainability. You know, when you look at the Flavor Flavs and my heart goes out to DMX, but they didn't get the help that they needed, right? They didn't get the help that they needed, and we want to change that. You know, our kids right now today with the drill music killing each other. They're killing each other, right? So now we created a pathway that we was going to work with that Hubb Life Entertainment, with literally entertain, educate, and empower, but we were switching it to the ENT would be entertainment, networking, and therapy. So we were taking these artists and building them up and making sure that they understood the pathway to sustainability and mental health, right? So now when they make money, if they make money, when they make money, that they know how to keep it.
Yeah.
And still be able to take care of their family and not lose everything because somebody else got a control over them, got a chokehold on them. So we just want to change the game and just really create a path for people to understand that you can do anything that you put your mind to, right? But me being who I am and now understanding trauma, a lot of people grow up, especially these artists, and don't realize the trauma that they're dealing with, which causes ramifications in their life, right? Because they're making bad decisions, but not understanding the trauma that they already dealing with, right? The healing is in the womb. sometimes you got to go to where it hurt at in order to start to heal. And we not being taught that. And these young people not being taught that, and especially in the music business, they ain't being taught that. So we want to change that.
I love that. And just for people, just so that people know, there's a deeper meaning behind Hubb also. So
help us become better, man.
Help us become better. So with the trauma that you experienced in your life, why is that such a message for you that you want to put out to the world to really make a difference on, especially inside of the music industry, incorporating therapy with artists? That's something that can really help out a lot of lives. So let's talk about that trauma situation so that the people can understand your story and where all of this really stems from.
Well, I never identified with trauma. I didn't know that what I had dealt with, what I was growing up with, having my grandfather murdered, stabbed 46 times in the house that we was living in, like my mom being beat, like my mom used to, be with a boyfriend that beat on her, and me and my brothers as children, would try to fight this grown man, and she didn't understand because what she had been through, what her parents had been through, she thought that him beating on her was love, right? And eventually that taught us that we were supposed to accept somebody being abusive to you as love. And the crazy part is me and my brothers grew up, when you think about it now, we grew up taking on women that were abusive to us because that's what we thought was right. That's what we thought was love. And it wasn't until about 7 years ago that I went through a training, doing this work with Equal Justice. It was called Trauma to Trust training, that, some walls have been torn down because they made me identify trauma. Talk to us about what trauma was, an event, an experience, an effect that happened in your life that changed the way you think, the way you wired, and stuff like that. And when I started to understand that, I started to think back on the stuff that I had survived, because growing up in Newark, we was like, we were accustomed to, the stuff that happened in our community, but nobody ever identified it as trauma, right? So when you start to identify as trauma, and then I learned to lead from a trauma-informed lens, right? And that's just meaning that you leading with the understanding that something may have happened, even if it didn't, right? So we have a little bit more empathy for somebody when we think that, oh, maybe something has happened to you, versus you just acting up. You're a bad kid. Why you doing that? Blah, blah, blah. No, what happened to you?
Yeah.
Now you can help them in a different way, because now that gets their mind thinking about, well, this happened. Oh, let's talk about that, right? And if I'm not the right person, that's what I did with the Hubb. I hired social workers to be able to do it, because I don't profess to be an expert on that, right? I know.
So you talk to experience.
That's exactly where I come from, right? But then I know when to pass it off too. Like, I pass it off to the people that know better than I do. I just know don't live your life stuck in that, right? Because I did. And that's because I didn't know. Too long. I made a lot of bad decisions in my life because I didn't know that I was just dealing with trauma. Trauma is big. And I know a lot of people making money off of that word trauma right now, but it's bigger than that to me. It's about helping our people and helping us become better.
Yes. Which actually, I want to talk about the Hubb, but while we're on the topic of people that we can help make better, you do have a nonprofit called the Youth Outcry Foundation.
Right.
Just for the people who can get involved with that, who do you focus on when you're talking about Youth Outcry?
Right. So originally, the legal name of the organization is FP, Youth Outcry, right? And FP stands for Future Potential. So my goal was always to help the young people. Now we're legally doing business as the Hubb Arts and Trauma Center, because I knew what saved my life. Music saved my life, right? And I knew that it kept my attention, right? It kept my attention because I knew that I could rhyme. I became like the neighborhood celebrity because of my ability to rhyme, and I hung around with all of the bad dudes, right? So my friends were doing crazy stuff, but they wouldn't let me do it, right? So there was something about them pushing me to get in the studio to not be out on the streets that started making me understand that they cared about me in a different way, right? So I wanted to be able to give that back. So I took a dilapidated space, 9,000 square feet of craziness, and built it into a safe haven. For the last 11 years, kids have been growing up in the Hubb, right? Growing up right here. And I separated the building into 3 different parts: entertainment, education, empowerment, right? Entertainment is like utilizing not just the music, but we got a state-of-the-art recording studio, radio station, videography and photography lab. And then like we have taught the kids cosmetology. I think of all of the things that happen in life comes from art first, right? So how do we use art as a way of getting them in a comfortable place to be able to talk about their vulnerability, what has happened to them? And we get to peel back the layers because they're in their zone with their comfort with the music or the videography, photography, one of those things. They're comfortable. So now you get to talk to them about what's going on in their life. Right. Now you get to peel back them layers, right? Now you get to understand. You can't help them if you don't understand, right? So we utilize that in a way to be able to help navigate and peel back the layers and find out what's going on with them. Then we educate them. We got a place where, you know, a separate spot where we teach them financial literacy, health and wellness, grooming and self-efficacy, interest-based mentoring, figuring out what they like, and we love it, right? So it's about, you do something for me, I'm gonna do something for you, right? So I want you to be better. And what's better to you? Success means different things to different people, right? So what does success look like for you? Like, you know, you get some of these young people, some of these young kids that talk about, you know, surviving to them and success to them is making it to 18. What? But that's the reality of where we live, right? That's the reality. You know, we talk about PTSD, it's real. And you ain't got to go to war because we in war.
100%.
We in war right now. Our streets, these kids are getting killed and they seeing their loved ones getting killed, you know, walking by, you know, chalk scenes. Like, man, it's crazy. And then we want these kids to be adult thinking that everything's going to be
adults at that. We want somebody who's seeing a murder every day to be a positive adult.
Yeah, and that's rough, man. And so we created this space where they can come in here and they can be able to be kids again, right? And peel back the layers with them and help them through that, navigate through that process, because healing is an individual journey, right? There's no cookie cutter way to heal, and we understand that. So we created these spaces so that they can get that healing in the way that makes sense to them,
right?
Not to us, to them. You know, so we figure out, put the treatment plans together, and I'm big on the art therapy part. I'm really big on that because I know that saved my life. If I didn't have music and been able to go write some of the stuff that was going on in my life, I'd have been out there with my dogs.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
Using your energy inside of different ways.
Right.
So for people who can relate to this, because there's going to be plenty of younger people who watch this, and you know they're looking for a way out. You know, they could be in Newark, they could be in Trenton, down here in South Jersey. You know, Camden has a lot of bad areas that people can't see brightness. So where can people find the Hubb Arts and Trauma Center at?
So the physical location is 135 Prince Street in Newark, New Jersey. But I'm gonna give you a gem. Because we're in the process of building out in Sicklerville right now. You know, I literally just had architect go down there last Friday. So we found a space and we're working with women who never give up down there. You know, we partnered up with them. And we got a space, 3,500 square feet. Crazy. So like, you know, it's coming. Sicklerville, New Jersey, we about to hit you. The mayor is building out another hub in the West Ward right now in the city of Newark. So it's about creating these spaces where they don't have to cross border lines, because that's another thing that happens in Newark. You know, you from a different side, a different set. You can't travel all over the place. So we creating a space where you can be able to go to and get the same healing. And once you change that understanding, you can change the behavior.
Right.
I understand it because I went through it, right? And I grew up angry. I grew up angry.
But now you built a club
To.
for angry people to come be
Right.
happy.
That's
So
right.
being inside of that, like how does it feel, growing up, especially like how you grew up with the whole situation or what you went through with your mother, just being a one of three sons, with leading the local hip hop group, but them just not getting that break. Cause I know how that feels when you're just grinding, grinding, grinding. You're looking for that moment. You're doing show after show. You get this close and just something falls through to being here. You have this hub that's been going on for 11 years. You're now expanding out to Sicklerville, and you're throwing your first award show, giving accolades to the legends inside of Newark. I think the people that you've worked with. So just hearing your story, everything had to happen that way for it to lead to this moment. So let's talk about the award show. Because it seems like a lot of people you worked with in the past, the legends, they're all coming back to show you love.
And that's exactly, I'm glad you said it just like that, because that's exactly what it is right there. Throughout my 17 years of doing this work, I've seen the template of what community work was. And you got to keep in mind, when I started this nonprofit, I ain't know what the hell I was doing. Right. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I wanted to help. That's it. I wanted to be the change that I needed when I was a kid. Right. Simple. Didn't know nothing about the politics, and Newark is very political. I didn't know none of that, how to run a nonprofit, all that. But I put my heart into it. I put the passion that I have for surviving in it. I put my work ethic in it. And 17 years we done survived it. But through those years, I've seen people do the work. I've seen people continuously make a difference in other people's lives. And I took that and I said, you know what? This, for like 6 years, I've been wanting to do this award ceremony, right? And it just never happened. But God got a way of sitting you down, be still. The right time will come, and the right time is now. So I'm able to now honor some of the people, the legends that have made a difference in North, they created legacies. Yeah. And that you ain't got to be this big celebrity that the whole world know, but in North, they have made a profound impact on people's lives. And I wanted to pay homage to them because they have passed away. And I wanted to pay homage to them, but I also wanted to make sure that we celebrated the youth and the community unsung heroes that get out here and embody that work, that we award them too, right? So they can understand what the legacy has happened, what has happened in the past that they are now putting back into the universe and keeping it alive. And we're just going to celebrate. Everybody keep asking me, why are you doing it on your birthday? Because I'm still here. A lot of my friends didn't make it. They didn't make it. I'm still here. I'm going to celebrate this, man. I lost my brother 2 years ago. He didn't make 50. Yeah. He didn't make 50. I'm here. A lot of my friends didn't make it, but I'm here. So I'm going to celebrate the young people, these legends that have helped me become who I am today. So we're going to pay homage to them. We're going to celebrate on my birthday, March 9th, Biggie. You already know. We're going to celebrate him too.
I love that. And then speaking of legacy, before we get into the single, I think you putting it on your birthday is an amazing day because it shows the selflessness of you. It shows like, I want to give my day to other people and celebrate other people. When I'm supposed to be celebrating myself, why not us all celebrate together? That's right. It brings that real community feel and family feel. So speaking of family, you got your label artist, Penelope, right? Penelope. On your newest single, Legacy. So before we end on out, let's talk about the song Legacy so that the people can learn about it.
Yeah, man. Legacy was hard, man. Like, have you seen the video?
I haven't seen the video yet, but I listened to the song. And so not to cut you off, but both of my parents died a month apart. So that's why that song touches me. So I figured I'd tell you. I lost my best friend and both of my parents within in the same year. And then I lost another best friend the year after. So hearing that song touches me. So that's why I'm like, I want you to be able to tell the story of it because it's a very powerful song.
Nah, man, and I appreciate you. And my prayers go out to you first because I know how hard that must be. And writing legacy was so hard because like that during that COVID period, I lost 19 people that were very close to me. I'm talking about people I communicated with on a daily basis. And it was so hard, especially my brother, because my brother had always been my protector, you know. Like, yeah, I'm getting emotional because it's like when I think about us going in and writing this song, we wanted to show how, like I said earlier, about you don't have to be this big time celebrity that everybody knows, that the world knows, to leave a legacy on people, right? My brother did some crazy stuff in Newark, right? He did some crazy stuff that either you liked or you loved him, but he left a legacy, right? Where people knew who my brother was, right? They knew who Street Doctor was. They knew who these Sir Isaac was. Sir Isaac was a very close friend of mine, right? Who was singing on some of my stuff, right? But he was the karaoke king, and everybody loved him because of that. They named him the karaoke king. So I wanted to put a song together that pay homage to these people and our loved ones, and just celebrate them, right? And Penelope couldn't have came with a better way of saying that memories on repeat. Like, that's the legacy. When you walk away and still think about it and smile, cry, get angry, all of those things, that mean they meant something to you enough to spark an emotion from you. That's a legacy, right? Yeah. And they legends in our lives, right? The whole world may not know about them, but guess what? My goal on March 9th is for the world to see these legends that probably only Newark know now, but I want the world to see these people have made a profound impact. And when you think about Newark now and how Newark used to be and what it is now and how the crime has gone down significantly, is because of the work that we have put in, community-based violence, and then the work that we do is attributed to these heroes that get out in the community, that they ain't making a big dollar, but they invest in human capital into changing our world and helping us become better.
I love that. Wow, what a great way to end it out. That was real touching. Again, I love the song because again, I felt it. I think my parents, I get very emotional about them. I either get very happy, or even when I'm going through something and I'm accomplishing something, I always think back like, I know my parents are looking at me. I wonder what they would say if they were here. So
Right.
definitely brings a lot of emotion to me. I definitely advise everybody who's ever lost somebody to definitely go check out the track Legacy. It's an amazing track. Definitely listen to it on all platforms today. And it's on SoundCloud also. But I want the people to be able to follow you. So I want you to be able to not only give out your social media, but the Hubb social media, any websites, specifically for the youth who are interested in coming to the Hubb. How can they come? What number can they dial? All of that info for us, please.
Right. Everything to me is that hublife .org. THAT Hubb with two B's, life LFLIFE.org. You go there, you find out everything, you can sign up, you can do all of those things to participate in what we got going on here. And hopefully, real soon we'll have the Sicklerville Hubb up and running in South Jersey and in the Westwood over here. But that Hubb Life on all social media platforms, that Hubb Life. That's a tag that we do, because being a part of this work, it's about the love that you put into this. And we created that Hubb Life as a tagline. It's just like, this is what we do here. A lot of people do a lot of things in different places. A lot of people do entertainment, arts, and all that stuff. A lot of people do education, all that great stuff, not tearing anybody down. A lot of people do the mental health part. But it's not too many people that take all three and wrap them together for wraparound services like we do here. So it's that Hubb Life.
I love that. Well, look, over here at Jersey Watch Blog, we created this blog for independence, for creatives, to be a staple out of New Jersey, just for us to have something, because we know we have all of these major cities around us that have media outlets and media platforms covering the community. So we're very happy to sit down and talk with you today to spread out your message, especially the things that you've been doing for the city of Newark. We want to give you your flowers for coming into the platform today, everything that you do, everything that you're going to continue to do, and especially with the big award show. giving accolades to other people, celebrating the ones who are gone and the ones who are here and the ones who are beginning. That's very, very important, especially to all of us over here at Jersey Watch. So we really appreciate your efforts and everything that you're doing. And we want to let you know that we support you in every single way. And we know that your vision is bigger than you will ever see. And we know your brother's proud of you, your family's proud of you, and everyone. So we're chasing the same dream. So it's happy to see someone else doing it and making a change, because we can do it. We are the creators. And every day that we get up on our platform and decide to make a change is when a change happens.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. And if you don't mind, I wouldn't be able to do the work that I'm doing today in the way that I'm doing it without having a progressive mayor like Mayor Ras Baraka, right? And him building out the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, and my partner's New Direction. And right now what we're building up in Sicklesville with Women Who Never Give Up with Gail Muhammad. Just gotta piece them up, and all the work that North Community Street Team is doing. We do this as a collective community healing.
I love that. Well, look, it's Cuddy from Jersey Watch Blog. I had the pleasure to sit down with Al Tariq Best today, aka Mr. Hubb, helping us become better, man. I love that. Definitely make sure you check him out on all social medias, check out his website, and make sure you go pull up at the Hubb if you need anything that they're offering, because they're looking for new people. So definitely make sure you tap in. Again, this is Cuddy from Jersey Watch Blog, and I'm so happy to give you guys another amazing interview.